It is out here in Nashville, and it's yesterday's Xfinity Series winner, John Hunter Nemechek, that slid off of turn 4 and into the infield grass. Take a look.
He's running 37th. You can see the back of the pack, so struggling with his race car and just trying to find some speed. The grip isn't there. Car goes around. I thought he was going to get stuck in the grass, but just stayed in it and kept rolling just enough to get him back on the asphalt and the concrete.
Enough fuel to come all the way back around. They're wrecking behind him. The caution will come out again. There's more overtime.
Caution on the back.
10 goes up there. We're 4 wide right here. Oh, it's back actually behind that. I couldn't see. I was looking up some. Maybe if we see that one more time right there at the end, somebody gets into the 51. I mean, I don't. It's
Corey Himes sideways in the 50 there.
Yeah, the 51, the 50. You see Josh Berry.
2 to go from Nashville. The 5 doesn't go. They bottle up behind him. Big wreck for the 8.
Out of fuel.
5 was out of fuel. Caution comes out again. His eyes focused in front. Oh, and around goes the 54. Gibbs slides into the grass. The caution comes out.
Rolling out to the asphalt here. Rolling out to the asphalt.
He's on the bottom underneath the 48 coming up. The 48's all the way against the wall. So really, I think Ty just needed.
Reason for the caution again. The 15 of Riley Herbst, but the 7 involved in this one.
You can see they're side by side entering turn 1. The 7 car, Corey LaJoie, on the bottom of the racetrack, never is able to stay on there where he needs to be up the racetrack, gets into the 15. Riley Herbst.
Oh, a wreck behind him. We see the 9 of Chase Elliott, Rick.
Sliding into the grass, caution comes out for the 8th time.
Easy.
Everything looks fine right there, but around it goes. And that's the razor's edge that these drivers are on. I spoke to several drivers this morning, and what they said was that to get the car to turn in the middle of the corner, the back of the car doesn't feel like it.
Steve, you said the goal was to get out in front and go as hard as you can until you have to come to pit road.
We heard Denny Hamlin. No, I'm sorry, it was Chase Elliott in his interview said, well, you just want to be the front of your strategy. Oh, man, big wreck.
Oh, and hit again.
Oh,
that's the 24 of William Byron. A.J. Allmendinger in the 16 involved as well. William climb out of the car. Here's how it happened.
Oh, somebody got into the right rear of.
Looked like the 22 potentially of Logano behind him.
It looked like there was 2
Or
cars
12,
2 cars or 3 cars 3 wide. Let's take a look right here. You see, oh, you're going to see it right here, the 21, 41, and 24. So the 41, if we back that up and watch that one more time, the 41 is trying to get 3 wide between the 21 and the 24, trying to make it 3 wide. I don't believe Harrison Burton or William Byron knew that they were 3 wide. This will be
Denny Hamlin coming. Oh, and a slide by Austin Cindric. That brings the caution out. There'll be a restart.
Still side by side off of turn 2. Oh, just a little contact. And what it did, it just caught.
Green flag back in the air. 2 laps of racing in Indy. Who else is going to run out? And a wreck in turn 1. The caution comes out. There'll be another restart.
Yeah, for the 4th time today, we've seen a big pile up on the restart.
John Hunter Nemechek involved in the 42.
Oh.
Big contact in 1.
Yeah, that's a big shot. I think that's the 42 right there, the white car is.
It's such a good day John Hunter had. Just a block, another block. And believe it, oh, big spin.
Keselowski into the wall.
Oh. Just came down on Dillon, must have thought he had him cleared. Down the back straightaway.
Yeah, there's got to be more to this story because the 77 just hooks a 21.
I think NASCAR is going to like that under caution.
Behind them, and that's the 43 of Eric Jones.
So the wheel nut is still there. So the wheel is still attached. I don't know if it came loose or if the tire just went flat. Either way, right at the top of the screen, you see why he says it. Just straight.
Logano, do they have to run a long way?
Oh, Christopher Bell
Don't have
around. Big damage on the 20.
Huge hit for Christopher Bell. Caution has come back out again.
Broken toe link.
Oh, he just gets loose. He's all by himself. We talked about dancing on that razor's edge and what happens when these cars get loose, and there it is. Christopher, that thing came around on Christopher before he even...
A big push by the 5, and up the racetrack, he catches the 1. Chastain into the wall. Big contact, caution comes out again. Gabe Hart said, I only have one chance at a green-white checkered. As you can see Austin Dillon shoving the 43 of Eric Jones.
But behind them is 3 wide. But that right there, just Larson gets up the racetrack. He was pushing, it looked like he was pushing Hamlin.
Bottom, Joey Logano pops down there, I think, as well as Blaney. That's the idea. So if you're good on fuel, we saw smoke on the 19.
And the 19 into the wall. It looked like the left rear tire went down.
Contact with Larson.
Oh, and another wreck behind him. The 4. Josh Berry gets into the wall.
That's just a chain reaction. It's so difficult to see at this racetrack in front when things start happening.
Chase Briscoe fighting on the outside. Logano drifts up the racetrack. He takes Briscoe all the way up out of the groove.
If Briscoe gets to him.
White flag here by 2, yellow's out, crap.
One more time, we're going to try overtime. They didn't get to the white flag, and you see the 4. Such a tough day for Josh Berry. Was sideways into the wall and then down, and it didn't look like he was able to refire.
No,
and that's Trackhouse's Daniel Suarez standing on the wrong side of the pit wall because it was a pretty scary moment in his Coca-Cola Zero Chevrolet. Take a look at this.
This is the 99 returning to pit road after his original pit stop. And the car erupts into flames. On his pit stop, there was some fire during the pit stop, but we have seen that before where a spark will catch a little bit of excess fuel on fire, but this is much more severe than that. I don't know if fuel got spilled into the trunk area and it caught on.
What a win would do for him tonight. Incredible. And he fits into that category. Oh, and here we go. Chastain's involved. Noah Gragson, Eric Jones, Kyle Larson.
Such a calm point in the race. It was 2 wide or single file, and all of a sudden chaos.
We're still rolling. We're still rolling, but we got damage. Bring it right.
Look at Noah Gragson. Bowman's involved. Truex gets going again.
Jeff.
Oh, Noah. No, I don't know if Noah's getting pushed and lost control. Then he goes to the left. That's what it looked like to me. He just immediately shot to the left. Here you go, being a big pushback from Corey right here. Shoves him to the left. He has to correct it. Then he comes back across the racetrack in front of Corey. Whoa!
Whoa! Berry's gone, and he goes up and over. Huge hit for Josh Berry. Eric Jones is involved.
You get a look at him there out of the back of Van Gisbergen as Corey LaJoie is around over on the backside of the course.
Right now he is in turn number 5, facing the wrong way as Corey LaJoie gets turned around before he has an opportunity to make his way onto Columbus Drive.
Turn 4, very, very difficult, heavy braking. You heard Parker Kligerman talk about it in the pre-race, and he just by himself, low on rear grip, a little contact to the wall.
Around goes the 7. Caution comes out.
That was a great launch by the 11 car, Denny Hamlin.
Oh, and into the turn 1 wall early. The 22 of Logano and the 24. It can't be the 24. 84 of Jimmy Johnson.
Well, business is picking up. Clearly, caution before this one. Now this one, all on restarts.
Yeah, third restart accident today.
A lot of 3 wide guys blocking. It's 77.
The 12. 12 was sideways.
Closing 8 laps coming up.
Oh, they got together
Look out.
at 3.
Whoa! McDowell goes up high. Larson is in it. Reddick's in it. Logano, Wallace, Haley.
That all started in turn 3. Cindric tried to lift to prevent it from happening, but he did not lift quick enough. Tries to get to the outside, lifts right there, and still contact. And then, look at this.
Whoa. And Michael McDowell, who knows what it's like to have a massive crash at a high-speed track.
Big hit for Noah Gragson.
Gragson, and it looks as though he backed into the wall, and so the first caution has come out. Off of turn 1.
He's running about 24th position.
Gets it fired back up again. Looks like he's going to try to drive it back in, but this is what happened.
Yeah, it just looks like he got too loose. Couldn't.
102. They last pitted at 107. Tyler Reddick following down pit road, and a caution, Rick, maybe on the racetrack. Martin Truex Jr.
Martin Truex Jr. up toward the wall, and the 9 was on pit road already, so when pit road closes, he's already there. He can do his stop.
Yeah, and he shouldn't lose his lap now because the rest of the field has slowed down. The 45 of Tyler Reddick, same situation. So you just have to be scored to the pit outline or the start-finish line, depending on where you're pitting. I think both of those cars are past the start-finish line, so the pit outline will be what matters. There's the 9. He scored. That'll be the lead lap for him.
Radio.
I'm trying. He picked it up now. Be over.
Coming out. Oh, we got a caution that comes out. It's the 8 of Kyle Busch.
And you heard a radio, max save, max save. I can tell you that could have been anybody in the top 20 on the radio about saving fuel.
Contact with the 11.
Oh, it's been that kind of year. Kyle Busch, it's possible.
Yeah, it does you no good to get run over coming to pit road.
Whoa, here we go. John Hunter Nemechek goes for a wild ride, trying to get down to that low side and had contact.
Has come out. It's Todd Gilliland who got into the wall. Not sure if it was a tire that went down or maybe a brake rotor. Let's listen.
Trying to get the car slowed down, and light tap of the wall here. Not a lot of damage from that, but what caused this? If a rotor exploded,
He just shifted and went across the start-finish line when we started hearing that.
yeah, well, I mean, it's just obviously something in the right front. So if a rotor exploded, that would be the end of your day. It does so much damage.
Boy, bringing out the caution, he was just upside down. Rolled back over onto his tires once he hit the grass. Great sign right there when you see the window net come down. But oh, what a wild ride Corey LaJoie just had.
Going by Noah, a little bit of contact on with the right front fender. Car turned sideways and just flipped in the air. That is, quite honestly, that's just not acceptable. There's no way that a car, when it turns like that, should get up in the air that easily. There has been millions of dollars and hours of time spent to prevent that from happening. That's going to catch everybody by surprise.
And you see right there, slide, that gives you a great view of the whole underbody we talk about, the underwing, everything that people talk about for damage. And then here it catches the grass and a couple pretty violent tumbles. I mean, you said it, Rick, 3,000 pounds. It looks like a Matchbox car.
Big run by some of those cars in the back and around into the field. The 8 of Kyle Busch was the one who went down and came back up. Harrison Burton sliding down. It's very close there.
A lot of race cars
It's like
got
Ryan
caught up in
Preece.
this.
It looked as though the 8 was the one who was initially involved, the 16 of Allmendinger there.
Parker Kligerman and I talked about this before the race. This long straight and as wide as it is gives an opportunity to make it 3 wide, 4 wide, get real aggressive on the entry. The problem is the risk. Is it worth the risk? Because somebody's going to try to block you. Somebody's going to try to take that away from you. Then a block from LaJoie. LaJoie gets into him. Kyle Busch blocked him, and LaJoie just ran into him, to be honest with you. I'm not saying he meant to do it, but
on this restart.
Oh no, back
Up into the
back.
wall. And a couple get caught up. The 42 of John Hunter Nemechek. There's the 71. That's Zane Smith. They were trying to exit one.
Larson wanted to leave it, and the 5 team with a pretty quick stop. I believe Larson gained a couple of spots here going to those wet weather tires.
You see SVG lost 3, and we're gonna have a problem here. We've got a bottleneck coming off of pit road, a little bit of contact, and you see the 38 of Todd Gilliland.
Fend off Christopher Bell, the red and black 20. Bubba Wallace around in front of the field. He was inside the top 5 as everybody tries to come around him, kind of in a blind spot there as they come around the corner onto Lakeshore Drive. Leaders continue to work their way back into turn number 4 and 5. But here's Bubba and Daniel Suarez stopped at the exit of 2. You'll see it here as they work down into turn number 2. Bubba on the outside in the 23, just contact there from Bowman.
This is the battle for third. Larson, Zane Smith. Oh, and Chase Briscoe. He'll nail the tire barrier in 6. He gets turned around, and he just shellacks that tire barrier. Nobody else collected, but a hard contact for Chase Briscoe, and he's able to drive away. But he gave that tire barrier one heck of a lick.
Hit right side. I think this car is really wrecked.
Junked?
Yeah, the right side of this has heavy, heavy damage. The absolute favorite coming in. So you're going to be on board right here, and you're going to see he's going to get hit from behind and straight into the barrier. Briscoe hits the 16 of Shane Van Gisbergen, and that was a big, big hit. I would be shocked if the 16 can continue.
It's going right now for Chase Elliott as long as he continues, but there's a caution out. Caution is out. And the man who locked himself in at Atlanta Motor Speedway, Joey Logano.
Maybe a flat. Should we get a flat?
Started 22nd, up to 12th. Oh, contact there.
Can't tell from that angle whether there's contact from behind or I still can't really tell. Either way, he gets just kind of spit out of line.
I think that was the slow car of Josh Bilicki in the top lane.
And Ryan.
Very clear information about.
Whoa! That's a huge one for Larson! That car just snapped on him and went straight into the wall.
Hold on to it, hold on. Yeah, I don't know if I blew a tire or what.
That just snapped in a split second.
Yeah.
You heard Kyle on the radio, so I don't know if I blew a tire or what. Cliff Daniels has a look of concern on his face, and understandably so.
You see, he's in the corner. Everything looks normal. Back end comes around, and then it went to the right. Now, it appears to me, oh, who hit him? Who was that got it? That's Briscoe. 2 playoff drivers. So that's one of 2 things. So watch this thing. The back end starts around first. And when it starts around, he overcorrects it. And that is that is very easy to do in this race car.
Just listen.
Oh.
So he mentions whether he blows a tire. I was wondering right front, but right there, it's clear it gets loose. Kyle Larson knows that as well, so I wonder if he's wondering if the right rear tire started to go down, which is what made the car loose. Kyle obviously has a clear understanding that it was the back first, and then it turns right, and then this big hit by the 14. You mentioned it, Diff. So good to see Kyle Larson out of the race car. That is an absolute gigantic impact, both with the front and then a secondary hit in the rear.
Look at this, 3 wide. Wow, we got a caution. Multi-car incident. Ty Gibbs, Josh Berry, Bubba Wallace, it's over. Wallace's playoff hopes. Busch is trying to dodge the carnage. William Byron's car is torn apart.
Big shot, square to the bumper, you all right?
Square to the bumper is actually better. The weakness on 4.
Trouble turn 6. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and Denny Hamlin get collected. Hamlin driver's side into the tire barrier. Stenhouse driver's side into the tire barrier. They got stacked up coming off the end of the back straightaway here. Hamlin rates his car. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. trying to do the same.
Oh, he locked the rear wheels up. Just not understanding the grip level. You could hear them bouncing up and down. That is just too much rear brake in these conditions, it sounded like to me. And then Ricky Stenhouse, the wrong place, wrong time. They were running 14th and 15th.
They'll go drivers right up against the wall, and then Christopher Bell will angle his car in. Larson, oh, Larson's in hot. Oh, he'll go windshield deep. Kyle Larson locks it down and slams into the tire barrier while racing for second here in turn 6.
Very hard contact.
48, keep your eye on the Ally Chevy. Whoa! Wow. That just launched.
You can see what happens. There's no visibility, right? He's right behind the cars in front of him. He turns. He doesn't go up. We can see he had the best race car. Oh, the 4 in the wall again. This is turn 2. Multiple times he's been in the wall today. See if he can get backed out of there. They're going to try to keep it green as long as they can.
And the car continuing to leg it out over Joey Hand. Truex sideways, he gets into Bell. Hit by Hocevar. That may derail it for Bell. He continues on, but loses all that track position he had gained. Falls out of the top 10. That's a break for Bowman, but another heartbreaking race for Bell. He's got damage in the 20s. He works down turn number 3 and into 4, just trying to keep that car righted. You'll see a replay of it here. They work off of turn 2. Truex sideways, maybe some contact from Stenhouse. It hooks Bell. Heavy contact into the wall, and Hocevar a victim of that.
God, Steve, that is aggressive contact.
Oh, Martin Truex Jr., he's lost it. Takes Blaney up into the wall with him.
2 of the best cars in practice. I thought Blaney had the best long-run car.
I'm an idiot.
And here you heard him, I'm an idiot. Truex says he knows he made a mistake only 2 laps into the race. Truex 58 above the cut line. Mathematically not a guarantee, but I thought everything was going to be easy. This is an uphill battle already.
Truex just simply got into the corner too hard for the amount of grip that he had.
Too wide, too wide, too wide, too wide. Too wide, still there, still inside, one inside, one inside. One.
Big issue here, Justin Haley, John Hunter Nemechek.
Looks very similar to the first wreck of the day.
Sure does.
Stack up.
And it is Spire Motorsports' Carson Hocevar, who started on the front row earlier today, losing control of the 77 all by himself.
Underneath Eric Jones.
Required, you will pay the penalty.
Yes, you will.
Oh, contact on the 17.
Oh!
He gets into Todd Gilliland. They ran out of real estate on the exit of 2. It started with the 38 sliding up, pushing the 17 into the wall. Lucky for the 17 to avoid this.
Really long time as a sponsor and a friend. Under 2 laps to go. Whoa! And the caution's going to come out right there with under 2 laps remaining. It happened right in front of him.
Everybody now, trouble in turn number 1. 1 car around, it's Chase Briscoe. Second time today, he has found the tire barrier. First time in turn 1, while the leaders head up Lakeshore Drive.
Got another one in the tires. Look like John Hunter Nemechek. He's able to escape. Christopher Bell has moved by Daniel Hemrick. He's into the 8th.
He's not trying to get it all back right away.
Oh, we got a big crash. And it's John Hunter Nemechek. Down the back stretch. 4th caution of the day flies. We're only just getting into a rhythm. Championship run, we've got an issue here. Blaney, and then Truex is involved. 2 playoff drivers. Remember, I was telling you about all the playoff drivers who had issues. Add 2 more to it. Boom, big hit. Chastain's helping his teammate, and there's a caution. Caution is out. And it's Noah Gragson. We're going to go into a little bit of overtime. here in Atlanta.
And instead it went to 3 wide for the lead. As you see what happens, there's a stack up. Looks like the 21 of Harrison Burton got into Cindric and then came down, got the 10. Really need to have a couple good corners.
And that Joey Logano, he is flying on this restart.
Whoa, look out! Elliott's gone. Keselowski, Reddick, 2 playoff drivers in this wreck. And the car goes over. Tyler Reddick has flipped.
Yep, I'm good.
My goodness, what was the catalyst? How did that start? All by himself. Wasn't tagged, and unfortunately the United Rentals Ford goes around.
Yeah, we mentioned Briscoe and the struggles that he's had so far this weekend. Well, does not have the energy. Summer pitting. That's going to get it back to 2 wide.
So now is a oh no! Martin Truex Jr. spun around on pit entry. He's got to back up. No damage. But now they're going to have to change tires on the 19. I would imagine after that long slide.
He is on a variety of circuits. The 21-year-old in his rookie season. There he is. Somebody is around.
Yeah, the 3 of Austin Dillon. 45 of Reddick. That was what we were talking about. Nosed in behind him, gives up a ton of positions.
The stage 1 winner got jammed up at turn 7. Now he's got to play the catch-up game.
Yeah, it didn't look.
Oh. Got into the back of Bubba Wallace.
That checked him up, and then Alex Bowman got into the back of the 3 and got him spun around. Watch the 45 jump out of line here, Jeff, and then catch wheels.
Watch right here. He's got the rear tires lacked up. He's out of control. Boom, right there into the 11 car with his right rear.
I mean, the back of the car had to be, what, a foot, 18 inches, 2 feet off the ground? Oh, this is going to be just so violent. Listen to this onboard.
That was an endo, like on a motor.
Off of 2, and then ultimately, whatever happened to the car, spun contact.
Pretty significant contact, too. Right there, it looks like all the tires are still inflated. I was trying to see if that right rear might have gone down beforehand. Oh, right there. What do we got there? A little contact. Hard to tell what. Oh, man, he's still chasing it, isn't he, Jeff?
Yeah, they got stacked up. I think he got really high in 1 and 2 and got up against the wall. And so caution.
Caution, got one up, sir.
Caution is out, and it's the 7 of Corey LaJoie.
Having such a good night. He was running in 11th, qualified in the top 10.
Might be right front totally.
This is his final drive for Spire Motorsports before transitioning to Rick Ware Racing for next week's race in Kansas. Let's show you how it went down for LaJoie.
Kind of in the middle there. Oh, man.
Josh Berry.
Contact with Josh Berry from that angle. It's
Racetrack position as the 11 and the 23 continue to fight for that lead, and the 11 goes around. The 11 slid into the wall and then into the grass he goes. Caution comes out.
Now, that's the other side of that wake we've been talking about, Steve. As he got close to him, he lost the downforce and around he went.
Pushes him out and trying to close the gap on Chastain and Busch, who rocketed on this restart. Oh, and around goes to 5.
Big
Kyle Larson involved in this one, as well as the 14 of Briscoe. Multiple cars. You see Buescher, last year's winner, in the grass.
Buescher's one of those guys. He's racing to try to get in the playoffs.
A lot of damage.
Does he have?
Look at
this team as well. Whoa, we got a problem.
the 19 slow off turn 4. I can't tell if it's a tire.
Caution has come out. There will be a restart.
He got up in the wall. He seems to be back up to speed.
An amazing car all weekend.
Yeah, that just looks like to me.
Logano looks back. He has a car link now. Joey Logano through 3 and 4 for the final time. There's the contact. He does get to him. The 11 on the inside. He gets into the wall. Dillon's going to win it at the line.
Christopher Bell, who sits highest on the points order coming into this race.
He just got in the corner and the back end of the car came around. He's just loose. contact with the 51, but not because of anything the 51 does. Watch this. He's just spinning out, and then he collects Corey LaJoie.
Into the tri-oval. Who's going to grab the points? Logano pulls out of the line. He's going for it. So too is Larson. Here comes Joey Logano with a big stomp. Boom! Ryan Blaney at the end of stage 2. Ross Chastain as well. The reigning Cup Series champ has a big one right on the line at the end of the second stage.
That is huge right there. He's been playing games with this.
This is what happened to AJ Allmendinger earlier. And look at that, look at the speed of the pack. Here we go. Cindric's gone, so too is Logano. Harrison Burton's in there. LaJoie.
The whole field.
My goodness.
Something stacked everybody up on the front 2 rows. The pushes got, something happened to slow them down. Look at this mess.
With 5 to go, we got this far.
Logano's in it. Right there. The 2 got so far out in front of the 6, and then with all the pushing and shoving, when he got to the 2 car, he was going so fast. Right here, boom, and around he goes.
He got there, and he was also kind of moving from right to left. He wasn't, you know.
Couldn't quite get it done. Wow, there's already an incident. At the back of the pack, Josh Berry is one of the cars.
Lock it down.
Mentioned Josh Berry, the 16 as well. Ty Dillon, we saw him spinning around. My eyes are peeled for the 9 of Chase Elliott to see if he got through the mess. Remember, he was back
On Cindric, this is a race for position just inside the top 5 as they work into the bus stop for the first time. Cindric, the outside lane, that's not preferred through that portion of the bus stop, but is preferred here. Give that spot to Cindric. Now they wreck. Christopher Bell out of the bus stop. Several other cars involved. Looks like Kyle Busch is in there, as well as a few others. Everybody should be able to drive away, but the Busch car is going backwards, headed down the bus stop.
And Denny.
here a little bit further. You see a little tire lock up, a little bit of smoke, and then right there, kind of all on his own, the 8 gets spun around, and they pile in. Such a fast area of the racetrack. I thought that the 12 got through clean right there. A little bit of contact. It was interesting because he's down here at the bottom of the screen. I'm not sure what happened. Let's take another look at it.
Corey LaJoie in the 7. Watch on the outside too. Kyle Larson got extremely lucky. That's the moment where Busch gets turned. Christopher Bell, look at him go sideways and around.
Oh, right there.
But then he chose strategically to run at the back of the pack. Caution is out.
Eric Jones again. We saw him early in the race, got in the wall and had to pit.
Lost it off of 4. Just turned on it.
Well, there you go. He said he just lost it, and now it's stuck in the grass.
Right here, let's take a look what happened to the 43.
Well, here he is. You heard him say it just came around on him, and he's all by himself, and that is certainly what happened. So up to the top. No, he doesn't. Oh, he pitches him off.
Whoa, in the wall! Busch is gone! It's over for Kyle Busch.
All right, let off here. Let it roll. Caution is out.
A Yellowwood 500, however, we have come to a slower pace. The first caution of the day, and it involves Trackhouse Racing's Daniel Suarez, the driver who had to serve a penalty, do a pass through, and then the pack caught him, Jeff.
He did, Pat. He did. The pack caught him, and instead of just going to the top or the bottom, he decided to try to go to the middle. He was trying to catch the pack so that he didn't lose it, so he didn't get lapped again. But watch right here. Everybody's getting by him. He tries to move up. And when he does, there's the 78 of BJ McLeod, and he ends up spinning himself out. That is an overreaction.
Tried, but it just wasn't there. Contact with Chastain down the back stretch, heading to 3. So starting last and just carefully, methodically, he's got his way up, but the 2, Austin Cindric, one of the playoff drivers, in trouble. There he is on the inside of Kyle Busch. Oh, just breaks loose.
And contact here. Let's see some damage on the right front.
Up to turn number 2, Denny Hamlin. Hamlin is around, and he's got contact on the back of his race car. Hamlin comes to grief at the bottom of the S's. He's able to refire the car, but as you can tell by the crowd here in turn 2, they are happy about Denny Hamlin, but I guarantee you he is not.
He has to get in line. 3 cars just don't fit on the entry to the S's, Jeff.
Yeah, Steve, look, this is simple to me. Denny Hamlin in desperation mode. This right here normally is a lift. I can't be 3 wide on the outside. Instead, he piles it in there in the worst position he can possibly be in contact. And this is how the playoff.
Byron gets launched up onto the retaining wall. Brad Keselowski's involved. Everybody else will find their way through, but William Byron up and in the air with Keselowski pinned underneath.
My goodness. The defending race winner, William Byron, playoff driver, William Byron, playoff driver, Brad Keselowski. The craziness at the Glen continues.
There it is, the orange and blue car side by side with Logano. Oh, Logano kind of gets into the 6 or vice versa, but either way, man, what a hit for the 24.
It was super tight. That is such a funnel through there. It is way tighter than it appears.
Caution, 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 caution.
Up high in the turn 2 wall.
Suarez.
And you heard the radio of Denny Hamlin spinning behind you. It was the row right behind Denny Hamlin. Looked like a stack up. Suarez running 14th. Couldn't tell who got him, but it's, you know, they all kind of fire off into turn 1. And there you go. Let's take a look at this.
Oh, the 2 car.
Yeah. 31 hits the 4, bounces back in. He's running 19th. You see the tire marks on the left rear bumper. So here we go. Right here, we got the 3 behind him. The 23 to his inside. Harrison comes down to block the bottom.
Hocevar, is it? Yeah, it is.
And Hocevar just runs into the back of the 21. Either can't get slowed down or chooses not.
In the wall.
Oh, somebody's in the wall, and I'll give you a little hint off the front bumper of who. 2 times today. I'm going to get the 77 of Carson Hocevar for this one as well. And here he comes. Cannonball.
Oh, that was very similar to the Harrison Burton incident. Into Daniel Hemrick, then into Todd Gilliland.
So this is going to be my critique of Carson Hocevar.
Reddick, Bell, Larson, Hamlin, and then Haley goes around. Lap 1 crash. Can everybody miss him? Justin Haley got his best qualifying of the year in the top 10. 12.5 laps to go. They touch. And Brown goes. Larson, can he catch it? He cannot. Kyle Larson spins down in turn 3.
Gather back up here. Keep rolling, keep rolling, keep rolling. You're good. Keep rolling.
I'm not sure he's going to lose a spot.
Big crash.
Car around into the
Watch
wall.
him up here. Watch him slide
Big
down.
crash.
Caution's out. It's Austin Dillon.
It was getting into turn 3. It was, I don't know what started it, but there was contact with another car. And
The shots in the distance a little bit. Wow.
yeah, I think that's Daniel Hemrick.
Oh, boy. That was a hard hit.
Yeah, that's Daniel Hemrick. They were all racing to try to be the first car 1 lap down.
Cindric can't push his way through the middle there as well. Logano. Elliott dove down low in that familiar blue and yellow Napa machine. Somebody's in the wall.
The 54 of Ty Gibbs. He had an issue in the middle of 3 and 4. I couldn't tell what it was. Then it looked like a mechanical issue that continued down the front straightaway. Then in the middle of the dogleg, a hard right in 4. They're 3 and almost 4 wide. The 54 is up. You see him slipping and sliding. I don't know if he has a tire down or breaks a toe link, but then right there, the car gets sideways.
6 or 7 laps. And now his teammate goes by him. And there's a crash. It is him. Ty Gibbs. We were talking about him just scraping the wall, just scuffing the wall. What happened here with the pace car? It has hit the barrels on pit entry.
So the pace car turning in late.
Oh, my goodness.
Was there a contact with the 9?
Oh, my goodness. This moment wasn't Michael Phelps. He was the honorary starter in the pace car. But, yeah, that was a...
Back before these guys pitted. Oh, and he pits a lap too early or maybe perfect because now he has fresh tires. The 71 in the wall. Well, that looks like a right rear flat.
Zane Smith for Spire Motorsports.
Catch your breath. Catch your breath. Get your wind in it down if you can. They're coming to you.
Oh, man, that's a big hit.
This is only the second caution today under race conditions. The stage breaks were the other two, and both cautions, fellas, that we've seen have been huge hits.